there's two parts. One is insurance,
Yeah,
and then second is law.
yeah,
So these guys are a little more on the law and education part, right?
yeah.
But they won't supply the insurance.
No, no. What we need, and I think it has. Well, I would probably think it has to be separate, right? It has to be
Okay.
separate. What we need is hopefully they can do it for a price that people can afford. When you get to the point of when they've got insurance, and that's in place through, and that will come big part by education. They won't panic so much that you need a lawyer because it's a deadly call, right? Put that down lightly in that the coaching association, from every call that we've had or talk about it, the answer is get yourself a lawyer. In most cases, we know coaches have never crossed that. We've been discussing these issues for probably the last 6 months or the last year, and it's got more and more advanced. We've had meetings with multiple coaches, and we've talked to different lawyers and we've talked to different insurance companies about the challenges that we're seeing on both sides of the border. And they've been around for a while, they're getting worse. Sport Canada is doing a lot of investigations and a lot of rule changes to save sport and everything else. One of the things that I feel, and Mark agrees with me, and most of the other people do, is that we need to be more professional about what we're doing. And it's not just swimming coaches, it's all coaches. When you get to the national teams look after you the best they can. But on the way up as a club coach, and most coaches, most of us will only ever be club coaches. It's the missing parts of the puzzle. About 3 years ago, the Coaches Association here in British Columbia, one of the things I moved forward on is that when coaches either run into a contract problem or something else, we needed to get access to a lawyer very, very quickly to get advice. And we got a lawyer, and she gave us an hour each time for those people, and we sort of like referred all the coaches to the lady, and that was very, very helpful. We probably had maybe 15 after user during that period of time. Now, what we've seen happen is Swim BC saw that she was doing a great job. They've gone and hired her company to represent the provincial section. So that was our legal avenue gone. Probably a nice chess move by them, right? And we've seen that with the National Swimming Association. The lawyer we had before out of Toronto was probably one of the best lawyers for sport anyway. And he gets hired by the National Swim Canada.
Got it.
So, right. So they're watching us make the moves, and then they try to stop it in whichever way. But it has been helpful. This year, coaches paying anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 and still winning the case. But it's not gone any further. They haven't been said, sorry, we went through this whole process. All they've got is like the decisions made by the lawyer at that point and the panel that they have to go. But most coaches, I'll be very honest, could not afford what the one coach did of $40,000. I'm sure that was a big chunk of his savings for retirement.
The core problem was there's coaches are dropping out of swimming or not wanting to coach because of the legal implications and vulnerability with whether it's parents or other outside parties, that coaches just don't feel protected. They're paying thousands of dollars to defend themselves, even when they're fully cleared. You're seeing coaches kind of say, why would I stick around if one complaint could cost me $20,000 plus? and the clubs have some sort of agreements, but they're not sure if it's current or if it's enforceable or if it's even specific enough to the modern today's risks and expectations,
I think
right?
this conversation should be about trying to get something into the marketplace. That we're going to start throwing darts at specific things. And that clarity in education is exactly what we need. And it sort of boils down to the expression CYA. How can we get more coverage as far as and I think that's going to have to include some educational component too. So our friend Barry up in BC, Canada is doing a mighty powerful lift trying to figure out solutions for coaches in regards to insurance and regards to legal protection. And this helps swimming coaches, especially. First of all, that's what this is about, but it's also for all types of coaches, scholastic to club to sandlot. Please subscribe, follow along. There's a course online that's free at readswimiska.org called CYA. Check it out. The full recording of our discussions are going to land in that course, and we hope you are able to stay safe and stay out of legal problems. That our coaching profession needs to have the support necessary so that we can get good people to help mentor and lead